And what strikes me is that in the investment that is needed in the farming, in the local farming particularly, the position of women is not being mentioned enough. And we know that most food-producing people in the world are actually women. We know the women and the children who are suffering most at the moment. But we also know they are part of the solution. At the moment, only 5% of the support to farming goes to women, and women do not have the ownership and the control over the solution. So I would really urge you to bring this into your speeches, into your press conference. On behalf of the Global Call for Action Against Poverty, I'm sure you've seen the white band. We have 43 million people out here standing up against poverty. I would like to give you one for yourself and one for a friend. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Assistant Minister of Agriculture of Sierra Leone and distinguished members of our staff. Thank you very much for your very noble efforts to drawing world attention to this global crisis. That is exactly why I share your concern, and I was encouraged that so many leaders from the world and so many delegations have participated in this meeting. As a Secretary General, I really wanted to galvanize, first of all, political will, and secondly, mobilize all necessary resources available to national governments, international organizations, international financial institutions. This is a common agenda affecting all humanity. Not a single country or organization can address this issue. This really requires collective and concerted, comprehensive approach. And again, this is something which whole international community must address in a short term. First of all, address the short-term issues and long-term measures. I was again encouraged by such a strong commitment demonstrated by the world leaders. There was no such difference of opinion, except one or two, like biofuels. But I think we need more research and analysis about impact of this biofuels in the course of food prices rise. Now, when people are now even beginning to talk about second generation biofuels, third generation biofuels, let us see how there is no such clear-cut evidence or information which we have about this. But I'm a little bit cautious about this. Let us see how the international community to address this issue. United Nations is now working as one. As we have seen this comprehensive framework for action plan, this will provide good guidelines and recommendations. And this will, even though this may not provide full solutions to all the problems, at least this will work as a rallying point guidelines in many countries. We distributed this CFA to member states. We will work very closely. Now, this requires efforts, common efforts by governments, international organizations, broader civil society, NGOs, financial institutions, and philanthropists. Yes, all around. There are several elements which we really need to address and correct. And in that regard, all these signed signatures of people who have signed this petition will really help in bringing attention to the world leaders and necessary measures. Thank you very much.
Place women in the center.
Yes. In fact, if you read our CFA, there is very good recommendation about children and women. In fact, women, they are the most most affected, but they are part of all these issues. Without active participation of women, we cannot. So we highly appreciate the ownership of women. At the same time, we should pay due attention to
In thinking through the next steps on this, is there a point in the process or an area of political will that you're particularly concerned about that needs to be focused on and created?
Yes, this is
Is there a particular area that you're concerned? I mean, is the international consensus stronger and weaker in different areas? Would you have any advice for us in terms of where we can best
I
work
think
together?
basically we have a full agreement and consensus.
Really?
Except as I said on the final. Okay, I need to.
All right. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.